so that anytime there are information that you need to know, you get notifications and you come online to get yourself properly informed about the happenings of our community, Simply Brilliant community. Our Simply Brilliant community has been on for a period of time. We've been on for about 7 solid years. And for these 7 years, we have waxed strong, we have gained experience, we have become much more organized, and over time, we are even improving upon what we have achieved so far. So, I'm going to take my time to discuss with us, to share with us the events, the activities that happened in yesterday's mass adoption meeting. So I'm supposed to share my screen now and then give us a quick one as regards how the meeting went yesterday. So I'll begin by sharing my screen, but I'll need to log in and then give me a while. Let me check out. I'll need to check out something. Give me some minutes. Okay, I'm coming. I'm trying to log into. Okay, let's work with this one. Let me share my screen. Okay, I would begin by going to PoolCoin, and I changed this to hour. Admin usually goes to PoolCoin or he goes to Bugged Charts. I think so. Yeah, Bugged Finance. Either of these two, and maybe I'll work with Bugged Finance. But let me first of all configure it. Okay, I think Bugged Finance will be better. So let me stop sharing screen now and share screen again. All right, so I go for Bugged Finance. All right, and I'll quickly change this into a 1 hour chart. And then this should be Joy G, yes. And the meeting began yesterday. It was anchored by Bederick. And Kyle Dasher has been on a treatment for a while. And he's speedily recovering. So you would bear with him. He has to completely recover, okay? Now, the administration wanted to show us our Joy G and how far our Joy G has come. Now, when you look at these charts, you find out that the Joy G began at this point. And then this point was about, I don't know, I'm supposed to see the value at this point. It began at roughly $150. So if you look at it here, it's about 166, but it's about $150 it began. And if we can cast our minds back, it was during the buyback process. And a good number of people enjoyed the leverage of the price going up. And it continued going up until after a while, the buyback was suspended. And according to the administration, 80% of people who had their buybacks have received their buybacks. The remaining number of people who haven't gotten their buybacks are those who have quite a number of coins in the buyback. And the administration wants to release it very soon. So in the course of this meeting, I'm going to also explain when he's intending to go about that. So if we look at this chart, we'll see that it went up and it went down and it continued going up and down, okay? And now, so far so good, this has been the peak. So far so good, this has been the peak of our value, which is about 4,000. And then It wasn't so far from there, it started going down. And admin was talking about people who are interfering with the charts, people that are selling. He has emphasized again and again that the members of the community should develop a system that is based on peer-to-peer. He has put it on the blog. He has emphasized again and again in the mass adoption meeting that JoyG is a utility token. It is not to be used for any other thing apart from payment of subscription fee. And even though he has been emphasizing and re-emphasizing on it, the people still do what they want. It is now high time that beginning from the month of June, it will now become an enforcement in the community by the programmers. So all this you are seeing happening, I mean, the downward trend, some of them was the administration, especially the major tanks were the administration. But all these small mushroom tanks was not the administration. They were members of the community that continued to do their thing without caring what the administration had to say. And the one that affected us most was the month of May that we began. And then after the coin accumulated for a while, most likely 1 week, and then following that, people had a substantial amount of coins and they started selling off. So ever since the 10th of May until now, the price has undergone a downward trend and it has continued to where it is now. And the administration, expressed his concerns that so far so good. In the month of April, we kept the bounty under maintenance for some time, and then towards the end of the month, we released it so that people can have their bounties, and it really went down. But for the month of May, that didn't happen. Yeah, there were times the maintenance of the bounty was on, but just for a few hours or less than a 24-hour timeline. And then he released it. So everybody enjoyed their bounty because from what I saw on the chart, the administration thanked the charts several times in a day so that he can make available bounties for people to withdraw when they want to withdraw their bounties. But apart from that, people were interfering. And then the administration said that this was for the month of May and that he allowed that to happen so that people can enjoy whatever thing they want to enjoy for the month of May. But during the month of June and onward, it will not be. The emphasis will now be maintaining an upward trend for the value of JoyG. Maintaining an upward trend for the value of JoyG. This was the information the administration gave us yesterday. And that anyone who has his money in his MetaMask account and there is a mixture of the $5 plus the money he already has, he should remove it and separate it completely. He should not mix the both of them because from the month of June, there will be serious enforcement and we're going to go to it. We're going to get there shortly so that we can see it, even though it has been talked about before, but this is for emphasis sake and there will be no excuses this time. The administration hopes that from the month of June, the price of JoyG will start going up, and according to him, it should get to about 4,000 and maybe 4,500 and upwards. Now, there is no limit to how much it goes up because when it goes up, it's positive buy pressure and all of us benefits. But when it goes down, it's negative buy pressure or sell pressure, sorry, and all of us will actually pay more to get the same thing. So it's more or less like when the price goes down, it's more or less like inflation. Now, it may not be exact, but you need more of that coin to do the same thing. And the administration has a whole lot of people to pay. He has his programmers to pay. He has his support staff to pay. He has the bounty to settle. All these things affect the price, and then it makes everything difficult for the admin to continue to run. And it's cash flow, basically cash flow. Cash comes in, cash flows out. And if it is allowed, the price of Joy G will continue to go down. As it stands now, the price of Joy G has for the first time gotten to $994. And this is very unbecoming. And I can assure you that after this week, or would I say after now, from the month of June, it's not going to be like that. And that is because there'll be an enforcement, and that enforcement will hold for everybody. So let's now go to our Gringo Cash back office and then look into it. So let me share my screen again. Okay, so this is our Gringo Cash back office, and I'll be coming over to this shortly. Now, we are going to look into this, but before we look into it, let's go to our $5 builder promo. Now, I'm summarizing the update of yesterday's mass adoption meeting. This information has been here for about a week. No one will say, I'm not aware. The administration is now changing his modus operandi, and he is now laying emphasis on builders of the community. Now, some people talked about non-builders. The administration re-emphasized and then took us back to the dashboard page. And when he took us back to the dashboard page, he showed us this. Let me compress my screen so that it can be easy for us to see. He took us to this point, and he clearly said that there should be a large group of people making monthly payments versus a small group of people making withdrawals. And if you look at this, I am having these thoughts that more emphasis will be laid on cash flow, especially for the builders. And as much as possible, the administration would want to see Joy G go up. So if you are a builder in the community, I'm referring to in the coming months to come, or in the coming months, people that are in the community, we are going to talk more about cash flow. That you want to do something, you send money to the person, and the person gives you Joy G. Now, this will affect coins that are not in the builder's wallet. The builder's wallets are going to be specifically for payment of subscription fee and specifically for incentive purpose, where they get $5 and they use it to pay for subscription fee. But there will be other accounts, there will be other wallets, and those wallets are going to be for peer-to-peer purposes. Joy G is not to be swapped. It's a utility token. So instead of swapping, what you do is collect cash from the person, and then what you already have, you use it to pay your subscription fee. That's the intent of the administration. And he also anticipates that over time, builders will build, and there will be much more builders, to the point where even if you are not a builder and you choose to swap maybe to Joy G, in a matter of minutes, because of the activities that the builders are doing, it will quickly recover because of the small supply. So some people were complaining and said that how are we going to go about our own? Because we don't want a situation where our coins can't easily swap. The administration said, well, as long as you are not a builder, if you want to do whatever you want to do, you can go about it. But if you are a builder, you have a regimented, controlled system. And of course, the system will also help you to be wealthier. Because if you are getting $5 every day, it's $150 monthly. And that gives you room to pay your subscription fee way ahead of time, and then pay for your downlines and pay for anyone around you. That was already on the blog. So individuals that were talking about old members, what happens to old members? The administration said, well, for old members, you are encouraged to come in and build. For those who are members who don't want to do anything, who don't want to become builders, then you should take responsibility for your accounts. This was the feedback the administration gave. But if you want to gain more, then help the system, and the system will also help you. That's how it's designed. So those people that emphasize on, I don't want to be a builder, I don't want to be a builder, then you may need to take responsibility. This was what the administration repeatedly talked about. Large group of people should make monthly payments. And this large group of people making monthly payments should be new members, not old members. Because the old members have stayed and maybe they came in with a mindset of not being able to build. But let's face it, in this community, if we are going to make it happen, you must get comfortable with building teams. And the minimum requirements the administration has given are 2 people. That's the minimum requirement. And this minimum requirement will stand true for as long as possible. Some people said, is it every month you are expected to bring in 2 people? No. The system requires that you have only 2 people and ensure that those 2 people are consistent in the system. I want you to also remember, if you are going to get what you call your equal match 1 year from now, you should not expire for the next 1 year. If you look at the words of the administration, he said beginning from the month of May, if you had 2 new members, they should remain active into the month of June. And for you to receive your $5, it means that your active new members should pay their subscription fee until the month of July 1st. That was the emphasis he made. So the promo is encouraging consistency. The promo is encouraging consistency. And for you to enjoy everything the system will give you, consistency is the key. Minimum requirements 2. Now, that doesn't mean everyone should just have 2. You are encouraged to get more than 2. You can get 3, you can get 4, you can get 5, as many as you want. The only difference is that someone that gets 2 will enjoy the $5, which he will use to keep his subscription fee onward. But someone who has 5 will have the $5 plus the bounty on each of his downlines. The one who has 2 will also have bounty, but only for their 2 downlines. So if you have 5, then you are getting more bounty. So you are having more returns. And the administration emphasized that he wants to keep it simple this time. He doesn't want to make it complicated again. And that we've made so many trials and errors, and it didn't go as planned. But this one is very simple. If you want to make something happen, come and build. And as long as you are willing to build, the system will support you and will ensure that you don't expire, and your 2 downlines as well will not expire. In as much as your 2 downlines will not expire, you are encouraged to also bring in 2 downlines. I mean, your downlines are encouraged to bring in 2 downlines. And if you want to keep it that simple at 2, it's okay. If you choose to just leave it at 2 and you don't want to do more than that, that's fine. But just make sure that you continue the duplication effect. If you are not doing duplication effect, then you have compromised the whole purpose. It's not cool to just have 2 and that's it. It is good as a builder you have more than 2. For myself, I have much more than 10, and I am going to keep having more because as a member in the community, as an economic developer, you must get comfortable with building. You must get comfortable with teaching your downlines. Another thing that many of us are not doing is we are bringing in downlines and we are not telling them in details what the community is about. It's not enough to just tell them bring in 2 people, even though that's good and that the system will support you. Let them also know that they have to be consistent. Let them also know that their account should never expire. If their account expires, it pushes their reward by another 1 year. For instance, you come in by the month of June and you allow your account expire in the month of July, then you are getting your equal match by July, no more by June when you came in. If you allow it to expire by August, then instead of getting it by July, you get it 1 year later, which is August. So all these things should be made very clear that consistency is the key and building is the way forward now in the community. Okay? All right. On that said, now let's go back to the blog and then continue with what we're saying on the builders blog. Sorry, on the $5 promo. So admin's emphasis yesterday was ensuring that people do not break the rules. Now, I don't need to refer to this and read it again. He has said it that he doesn't want the Joy G price to go down again. He wants it to keep going up. And like I said, in the ranges of 4,000, 4,500, 5,000, 6,000, and above, let it, the price of Joy G should reflect the performance of our community. If the price of Joy G is up, then it means the community is doing well. But if the price of Joy G is down, then it means the community is not doing so well. Let the administration be responsible for tanking the price so that they can settle bounties and other things. So I'm actually highlighting this so that it will be clear. Admin said there will be no excuses. All these individuals that get and then they withdraw $5 because you can't be a builder and all you are interested in is withdrawing $5. That's myopic of you, if you ask me. It's not enough to be a builder and you are withdrawing $5. So that thing will be stopped. So this 7-day penalty applies to everybody who are builders. Everybody paying subscription fee and are receiving the $5. There is only one place that you should make payments to, and that's the administration's wallet, which is this one. So this is emphasis the administration gave yesterday, and failure to follow through on this emphasis he has laid, there will be a penalty. Your account will be suspended for 7 days. Now, if you still choose after 7 days, your account is restored to default again. It doesn't mean it is a one-time penalty. If you default again, it will be suspended again for another 7 days. That's 2 weeks. And then if you default again, then that's 3 weeks. And I think 3 weeks means you've lost it all for the whole month. All these are checks and balances that the admin is putting in place to ensure that Joy G will keep going up and not going down. And this is for the information of everybody in the community who chooses to do contrary. I hope we don't fall into that category because it can be a very painful thing for you not to get support or incentives from the system to keep running. Now, this was also what he said. And I'm not going to go into too much of details. I'm just going to show this. There will be no exception to this rule. I will not be exempted. Chief Justice will not be exempted. Any member of the Privy Council will not be exempted. Nobody will be exempted. Now, another thing he also emphasized is about the fact that he gives you more than you put in, which is this. Do the maths. We are collecting $99 and we are paying out $150. So he's actually giving us more than we are putting in. So this is a very good business. And the duplicating business is super simple. He's giving you more so that it will encourage you to bring in more people. Excuse me. So if you bring in more people, then you already have money to pay for their subscription fee, and then you keep moving. So I want to say that the model the administration has set up is a model that is designed on the principle of love and respect. That's the truth. It's a simple system that is designed on the principle of love and respect to support each other. And I think that's a very good one, if you ask me. So I think this was the summary of what the administration talked about yesterday. He asked each and every one of us to hold on. Now, when you come to this core team section, and then you look into the core team section, let me magnify my page. I'm almost done, okay? So when I magnify my page, you find out that we are now having core team and backup team. The administration re-emphasized or reminded us that we should go out and tell people that all those who fell off, you have a chance to come back in the month of June. And you have between June 1st and June 11th to renew your subscription fee and remain in your sports. And at this time, if you don't fall off, then you will continue to enjoy all the benefits that are yours on the core team or backup team or Rotator 22. And we're also going to get Rotator 23 very soon. All this has been removed, but the admin is telling us that by June 1st, everybody will come back. And when you come back, please don't fall off again. All right. So a good number of people are falling off simply because they don't understand what we are doing. And it's unfortunate that their upline do not bring them in and teach. In fact, their upline may not even know what the community is about. So I am hoping that people will get to hear this broadcast and would also spread it out far and wide, so that if you had fallen off, then you can come back in. And if you do not have the money, I want you to know that if you build as an economic developer, then you don't need to bring money from your pockets. You don't need to. All you need to do is pay once. You don't need to pay twice. If you are serious, you can only pay once. And once you've paid once and you're able to build a team of just two, the system will support you. And 1 month of your $5 gives you $150. $150 is an automatic 4-month subscription. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a very simple thing. So at this level, if you fall off, then that's because you chose to fall off. It's fine, okay? We are certain that there will be people that will come in and are willing to work, and they will build the community, and of course, they would also enjoy the reward. It's meritocracy. It will not change, okay? So on that note, I want to round off by saying, admin, I am grateful. I'm grateful because I'm a beneficiary of the May promo. And I want everyone to know that it's not a lie. It is very true. Now, when you look through this, you'll find out that the promo began, I think, on the 9th. If you look at this, this is on the 10th or 5th. And even though it's not properly organized, but I started receiving this promo as early as whenever the system started giving the reward. That was when I started giving it, started getting it. I'm trying to find out the lowest time. I think it was on the 10th. That was the first time I received it. So from the 10th, because if you look here, this is the 10th, okay? And then when you look at the last part of it, you'll find out that this is 11th. So I've been receiving the promo, and a good number of us has been receiving it with evidence. All these are called your transaction hash to show that you have been receiving the promo. And all these things are geared towards seeing that the community grows faster. So I want to use this opportunity to appreciate the administration, because I have received for the month of May, and I will also receive for the month of June and July and August and September and October and November and December. And if it continues next year, I would also be a beneficiary. Why? Because I'm plugged in. Why? Because I understand what the system is saying and I'm following it. The system has made it very simple. Two consistent downlines, and encourage those two downlines to bring in two downlines. Simple. It's no more complicated. And if it is more than this, then the community will slow down. The admin knows that we are in a race for global adoption. He knows that very well, and he wants to take first. We as a community want to take first because their plans are evil. Recently, we changed power. Nigeria just changed power to a new president. And the policies that he introduced, I mean, they are not friendly. In fact, he is following the directives from the elites. The elites has said that they want to bring humanity to their knees. And once humanity is begging for help, begging for solution, then they can decide to bring in central banks, digital currencies, and then vaccines. And their intent is not good. And we are trying to find a way outside of their control. I want you to put hands together and make it happen. I want you to put hands together. It won't come on a platter of gold, but you have to be bold enough to speak out. And let's see how far we can go. Okay, on this note, I'll be bringing this meeting to a close. But remember the words of the administration. We must have builders. This is what I want to emphasize. Builders and monthly growth. His emphasis ended in 1 million builders, not 1 million recruits, but 1 million builders. And it is expected that every new person that comes in should also be a builder. If you are not willing to duplicate, don't even start at all. Okay. All right. So I'll be bringing this talk to a close. Now, let me go back and if there are people who have questions to ask, it's your time to ask your questions. But if you do not have questions to ask, please do well to like, do well to share, do well to subscribe. When you come to a channel or you come to a broadcast and you finish watching and you don't put a thumbs up, from my point of view, it's not good, it's not encouraging. For you to spend about 30 minutes to listen to someone and you choose to listen and you stayed for the next 30 minutes, it means that you are enjoying his content. So I think you should give a thumbs up, meaning that it's an encouragement. And on the program of YouTube, it has a higher tendency of showing up my updates so that members of our community can learn and then the get properly informed. Well, it's your choice. So there are only two people who have always been my regular members who come to my updates or my broadcast, which is brother Matthias and my dear sister. So thank you so much for checking up and then also following through on today's summary of mass adoption meeting. And then also I appreciate this beloved sister. These two people from Uganda, in fact, I want to applaud them. They've been diligent in following up, even though they are in the mass adoption meeting, but they learn new things because an intelligent mind gets information from several places and then is able to make proper deductions. And I think these are the kind of people I am seeing here. Okay. So I want to stop here. I've not seen anybody give any feedback yet. But the last words I have to give is if you're going to succeed in this community as a billionaire, be willing to help. If you are not willing to raise a finger or you just don't want to do anything, well, I don't know. If you are also willing to make commitments to see that you don't fall off, it's also worthwhile. If you're not willing to build, then you can also support so that you remain in the system. But if you choose to do neither of them and you have this entitlement mentality, you are going to be the first person the system will remove. So I want you to understand that there must be work. The system, you must work the system. Okay? All right. So thank you so much for you to have stayed to this point. It's a pleasure having you in my broadcast. Remember, like, share, subscribe, and until I come your way again sometime on Thursday, God bless you. Bye for now.